It's the first plenary of the week on the floor of the Senate, and the bill seeking to legalize the practice of private investigation in the country was discussed by lawmakers. The sponsor of the bill took time to highlight some provisions in the bill which he says seeks to provide a framework for the licensing and practice of private investigators in the country.
Serious socio-economic and even political consequences. A legislative framework will provide a much-needed clarity and consistency in regulation of the information gathering practices of private investigators. This will help to enhance capacity to access information relevant to investigation and also help protect privacy of citizens.
This divided the Senate as some lawmakers spoke in favor of the bill while others kicked against the bill, saying it will cause more harm than good.
For all intents and purposes, it's desirable. We should be able to support it and pass it. The licensing of these people should be able to regulate the conduct of people so licensed. It's not for witch hunting or somebody going to investigate anybody at his whims and caprices.
The effort of this private investigation is very complementary in many dimensions, and this will assist our businessmen in the area mentioned by the mover in terms of fraud prevention, insurance fraud, aviation, and many more, even in bank charges.
I think that it would be risky to license anyone to have the right to approach any one of us and ask certain questions because the law has empowered him so to do. It will just be a license for extortion, a license for blackmail, an unnecessary rivalry, and it will not be controllable.
I'm against the bill because if you are asking people to go and be licensed, I presently practice private investigation in this country. I investigated a lot of people in this country as a forensic accountant. I cannot go for under another regulatory agency for me to be licensed to practice.
After a heated deliberation, the President of the Senate advised the sponsor of the bill to step down the bill and further consult with other lawmakers who have raised concerns about the bill.
A country where we have numerous wives, and then any of the wives can approach a private investigator, and they will bring very false evidence against you, and at the end of the day, you end up being scandalized. Social media will take that report as if the report is true. But however, I want to urge a view of the divergence of views and the concerns raised by your colleagues. Do you want to reject this and then represent it so that we just step it down?
The issue you raised now was one of my major concerns. Somebody said that several men will not be very comfortable with it because it will impinge on their freedom of going to the other way.
Meanwhile, a bill seeking to establish a Federal University of Agriculture and Tropical Studies, Irabiji, Osun State, passed second reading on the floor of the Senate.
Most of this focus on science and technology, hence the need to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Tropical Studies, Irabiji, Osun State, to increase the number of agricultural universities. This will help the back-to-land policy of the federal government to ensure the diversification of our national economy.
Distinguished colleagues, a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Agriculture and Tropical Studies, Irabiji, Osun State, and make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for related matters 2024 SB 569. Second reading taken.
The bill, if passed into law and assented to by Mr. President, makes provision for 3 Federal University of Agriculture and Tropical Studies in the country. In Abuja for News Central, I am Emmanuel Bagudu.